That we needed to do something for charity in the year that was coming up. That was 2005, and I said, sure. And then she said, we're going to this meeting, and I thought, can't we just write a check? What is your idea? And we rocked up at this place. We were then in Mowbray, and I thought, right next to the railway line, and in not a beautiful building, and I thought, what are we going to do here? And she said to me, oh, it's a school. And I nearly had a heart attack and ran away, because I had worked in education in the past and gave it up because I had no hope for it. Sort of just in general, and specifically in the context of South Africa, in the context of its history, and even in the context of its development, I had given up hope. And that day I listened to two people who are unfortunately not here today, two of the founders, Lee Minot, our MD, who was one of the most dynamic people I've ever met, spoke, and I thought, are you high, lady? I thought she had completely lost her mind. And then Audrey Marais spoke, who was our academic director, and took all of this beautifulness that he had spoken about and put it into a form that my brain understood, and I thought, oh, I'm in. And then I volunteered for an hour a week for a year and just gradually got sucked in. And then we wrote our own degree, and I did that on a part-time basis, and eventually became a business communication anchor and managed the first year program. And now I've stepped into the relationship and fundraising role for the year. My plan is to spend the year in that role and then to project manage building our own campus. We are not in our own building. Old Mutual has plans to develop this, and the golf course next to it into we're doing it. We're giving for our birthday. We have a Give 5 campaign. We've been operational now for 5 years. We had our first graduates at the end of last year. They were not many. We like to think they were good, at least. One of the first graduates was lucky enough to secure a Mandela Rhodes Scholarship, which is incredible to have one of the first do that. He's now doing postgraduate study. The others are all employed, mostly at partner companies. That's just kind of how...
Leslie being first aided.
Come for years. But to have that for a fan base, how cool is that?
But we are funded mostly through corporates, South African corporates mostly, and society foundations and societies, and a small number of individuals. So our main funders are British American Tobacco South Africa, a number of banks, FNB, First National Bank, the Open Society Foundation funds us very well, and as does Oceana, which is a local fishing business, fishing company. So those are our main funders. We're going to go there, and then we're going to go back that way. The people on the couch.
You mentioned us on the other questions just about entrepreneurship being a key part of equipping people with skills to set up their own businesses. Earlier in the week we went and saw an incubator unit which is designed to support small businesses. And said one of the real problems about community in terms of making that leap is the absence of capital.
Absolutely.
Is that something you address, or you help them to address in some way?
We have an entrepreneurship centre. Which incubator did you visit?
It was back with Farm.
Okay, cool. They're cool people. We have an entrepreneurship centre which was started in 2007 with the idea of being able to support students once they graduate and they want to start their own businesses. In the meantime, we opened it up to the community, and we're now supporting over 100 businesses. So it is a thriving place. It's also bursting out of the seams. We can't walk in there this afternoon because they're painting and trying to create a little more office space. And then we provide mentorship for businesses, mostly through volunteer business angels. We have had a little bit of money come in through enterprise development donations, which we can use, and we have a number of businesses who've won awards and grants and that sort of thing. So it is a thriving space. We've made the greatest progress is in supporting our students to stay in the program. Our initial 2 years of intake, we had a lot of dropouts, a lot. And that really has improved, and I think it's improved for a number of reasons. We've asked the students, what do you need us to do? It's still tough at the end of each year because we don't allow students to repeat the foundation year. If you don't pass the foundation year, you're out. And that is heartbreaking. Every year you see it, here it comes again, right? But we now have our biggest first degree class ever. We have 55, which is the most we've ever retained. So yes, they drop out for a number of reasons, and some are normal student reasons. I don't really want to study business. This isn't really my thing. You know, I want to go be a beautician or whatever it is that they want to become. But mostly it's because of financial pressure. Our scholarship covers tuition, books, those sort of things, but it doesn't cover subsistence. So transport, accommodation, all of those things, that becomes a real, and it's heartbreaking to think that we have students who cannot afford the 90 Rand a month for a train ticket. We're addressing this by creating a loan scheme. We got a generous donation last year from a man who won an entrepreneurship competition called KK Combi. It was the Johnny Walker Striding Man competition that he won, and he gave us his prize money, and we've started a loan scheme with that. We're starting it now with piloting it with senior students, and that covers accommodation and transport. So that is a way to address it. To go and do the fundraising for that as well, to say that we're going to give you everything, we're going to give you, that obviously is going to be very, very hard. So yes, dropout problem.